Have you ever wondered how it is that you can spot a trafficker? Have you had people that are reaching out to you and you're wondering whether they're safe? Well, today we're going to talk about the 5 signs of human traffickers. While there are many, we're just going to touch on 5 today. Coming up. Hi everyone, my name is Tara Joy Lyric. I'm the Executive Director of Awaken Justice, and welcome to our channel. Here we discuss healthy relationships, who we are in Jesus Christ, how to end human trafficking and domestic violence. So if you want to listen to more of those topics, please take a moment to subscribe, hit the bell, so you can get alerts when we have new videos. Today we're going to talk about the 5 signs of a human trafficker. Something that you can use to see if someone who's communicating with you is a safe situation or maybe unsafe situation. So these are some things that you may use to determine whether or not someone's being trafficked or someone is trying to reach out to you in order to recruit you into that life. Number 1 is that their promises seem too good to be true. For example, if you are an aspiring model or actress, they'll reach out to you and say, hey, I've got this amazing opportunity for you and I'm gonna pay your flight to LA. I'll pay you $5,000. They haven't requested a headshot. They haven't requested any kind of taping. They don't have a reputable company behind them. It all just seems a little too good to be true. Most of the time when you have that feeling that it's too good to be true, oftentimes it is. So trust that feeling and seek help. Oftentimes try to take care of you and take care of your needs without really even knowing you at all. For example, if there are runaways or teens in the foster care system and they're out on the street walking around, they will sometimes meet people that they consider friends, and then they'll offer them shelter and food for no real exchange of things at the beginning. And then it usually turns into this controlling situation of, well, I provided this for you, so you're going to do something for me. So if someone is trying to care for you or shower you with things at the very beginning without really even knowing who you are or having any kind of history with you, beware, because that is a big red flag. If things seem too good to be true, you need to be starting to question what is it that they may be after, trying to get to their motive. Number 2 is they shower you with love or gifts and attention that is just unhealthy. At the beginning of the relationship, sometimes it's easy to get wrapped up in the romance and the experiences that you're doing together, but when it's overwhelming and you've only been together or known that person for a short period of time and they already have said that they love you and then it's you and them against the world and that it's just no one else could understand the relationship they have with you, those are things that are meant to bring you in and hook you. Those are the very beginnings of unhealthy relationships. Trafficking, showering you with that massive amount of love and attention makes you feel like they're the most amazing person on the planet and that you are so lucky to be with them. But then eventually a switch is flipped and they're starting to treat you poorly, but you have the memories of how they treated you at the beginning, and so you decide to stay because you think, we could get back to that. We could get back to that love and attention and gifts and everything. And sometimes they bring it back in the cycle. That love and that attention and gifts after they've done something wrong to kind of complete the cycle and make you forget all about the negative things that are happening in your relationship. So it's important to recognize that if they're showering you with things that are overwhelming, like overwhelming love or gifts that are extravagant and massive attention when everything is new, still new, that's a red flag, and it's a sign that it could be possibly a trafficker. Number 3 is a sign when you're already in some kind of relationship and you are questioning whether or not this person is going to traffic you or if it's unhealthy. Number 3 is that they control different aspects of your life. So they control your ID, your cell phone, who you talk to, where you go, how you get there. They are very over-controlling of who it is that you're with or things that you do. Control is not part of a healthy relationship. And if they're trying to control specific things like your ID, your passport, your cell phone. Those things show that they're trying to control you in such a way that you won't ever leave. And so traffickers want to control those things so that you can't go seek help, you can't call people that you need, you can't not call 911. They don't want you leaving. And if they take your ID or your passport or your cell phone, they're controlling where you go very closely. That is a huge sign of a trafficker. Number 4 is kind of along those lines. It's that if you're looking at somebody's situation or even in your situation, if they speak for the person that they are with in an overbearing manner and they refuse to let her or him have a say in anything, and they're very possessive and very controlling, that is a sign of a trafficker. Again, it's kind of like the cell phone and the ID. They don't want you speaking up. They don't want you to be free. And so it's important to look out for those kind of behaviors, the controlling behaviors. If they speak for you, they don't allow you to have an opinion or speak, or they tear you down, those things are very big red flags. Number 5 is that they use online social media in order to meet you. This is not the only way of recruitment. We'll discuss that in another video. But they use social media in order to start relationships, start friendships, or start dating relationships online in order to gain trust, which then allows them to manipulate their victim. And this is something that's called recruitment or grooming. So grooming is gaining trust of that person and slowly pushing their boundaries and manipulating them until they'll do what it is that they want you to do. It's very important to watch who is talking to you online. Do you know that person in real life? Have you met that person before meeting them on social media? Because they're going to try to gain your trust. They are very patient. Traffickers are very patient. They will wait years of gaining trust in order to then manipulate and exploit you. So you need to watch who you're talking to online, making sure that that person is who they say they are. If they're saying that they're a 14-year-old teenage boy, then you need to make sure that that's who they are, because sometimes they're not. You have to be practicing social media safety. You cannot just be airing everything out. Turn off your location on your posts. Don't give any private personal information out to people you don't know or you haven't met in real life and have learned to trust over time. The hardest part about human trafficking is that they gain your trust in order to manipulate you. And the way that they do that is that they target things that you are wanting the most. So if you're wanting money, they'll try to entice you with money. If you're desiring attention, then they'll shower you with attention to get their way. So when I started this work, when I started to educate, I discovered that there is key ways that traffickers learn you are vulnerable. And it's through your own desires. So I always say, tell me your desires and I can tell you where you're vulnerable. Because your biggest dreams, your biggest wants in your life, or your biggest needs in some cases, are tools that the trafficker will use in order to manipulate you and coerce you because you want those things so badly. Always keep your desires in perspective. And remember that that is where you are the most vulnerable, so you need to be putting up your guard around them. So while there are quite a few signs of human traffickers, here are 5 signs that you need to look out for. They have promises that are way too good to be true. They shower you with overwhelming love and gifts and attention that's unhealthy, especially for different points in your relationship. Number 3 is that they control your identification, your cell phones, your actions, your locations, who you're with, where you're going. They control every aspect. Number 4 is that they speak and are possessive over the people that they're with, specifically their own victims. They're very possessive. They do not let them talk, do not let them have a mind of their own or a say or a voice. So beware of that one. And number 5, the most important, is they use social media to gain your trust in order to manipulate you later. So remember to practice social media safety anytime that you're on. Always, always double check who you're talking to, and if they make you feel uncomfortable, don't be afraid to block them. Again, if you tell me your greatest desire, I will tell you where you're vulnerable. So your vulnerabilities are the things that you desire the most. So if you can put a guard up around those things, then you might be able to protect yourself from human traffickers. And I hope you use these 5 signs in order to spot people that may be unhealthy or might be traffickers that are around you in order to keep you safe. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell to make sure you get alerts. In the comments below, were you surprised by any of these signs of human trafficker or not? Let me know in the comments below, and I will look forward to talking to you guys next week. Thanks, see you later.